Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the grandest stage of them all. It's time for Wrestlepalooza. I'm your host, Silver Spoon, joined as always by the leader of the bunch. You know him well, Captain Tibbs.
Booyah!
Ladies and gentlemen, the following match is scheduled for one fall. Heading down the aisle, hailing from parts unknown, the Jeb-A-Dook.
And Tibbs, if you want to talk about history being made tonight, let's talk about this match right here. The face of JXT, the Jeb-A-Dook, making his singles pay-per-view debut tonight to get the rematch of his life as he faces off against a man who you and I know all too well.
Absolutely, Sills, and here he comes right now. I couldn't think of a better way to start off Wrestlepalooza.
And his opponent, he is God of Law, God of the Sea, and God of the entire JWF, Mamoa Curry.
Now, Tibbs, let's not forget, this is not the first time these two have faced off. Let's go back just a couple of years, crossing the line, the big JWF versus JXT pay-per-view. This man, Mamoa Curry, challenged the Jeb-A-Dook not even to a normal match, challenged him to a match that is almost historic in JWF, an Iron Man match. And these two men went at it for 15 minutes. By the end of it, Mamoa had 2 pinfalls, Jeb-A-Dook had 2 pinfalls. And at the end of it, Mamoa hit that patented spear, that maneuver that he likes to employ. And many people thought that that was going to be the end of it. That was the end of the match. But the Jeb-A-Dook kicked out. It was an absolutely outstanding display of heroism, of tenacity, and if the Jeb-A-Dook can keep that up tonight, he may just shock the world and pin Mamoa to the mat.
You know what, Sills? That would be a truly Wrestlepalooza caliber moment, but you can't count out Mamoa Curry. Look at him tonight. He is wearing the skulls of his enemies. He is wearing the war helm right here, right now, something only brought out in some of the most ceremonial matches in Mamoa Curry's career. He is coming for war right now.
All right, and that bell goes ding, and we are getting at it. Oh, and look at that, Mamoa Curry not wasting any time, just going after the Jeb-A-Dook. Massive shot to the back of the head, and Tibbs, Jeb-A-Dook seems like he's already on the ropes.
Well, quite literally, Sills. As a matter of fact, Mamoa Curry's come out with such impressive offense already against the Jeb-A-Dook that Jeb hasn't had time to react.
That is right, and look at that, Mamoa just grabbing him by the arm. Ooh, stomping away on it. Jeb-A-Dook has gotten no offense in, and Tibbs, Mamoa Curry almost looks mad.
I don't know, Sills. This is, of course, Mamoa Curry's first big singles match in quite a while, as it were, and I think that he's bringing up a lot of those old memories of what happened the last time he faced off against the Jeb-A-Dook.
That's right. Well, not only that, you also got to think Mamoa Curry wanted intensity. He wanted the Jeb-A-Dook to bring out everything he's gotten. He's already got him wrestled down to the mat. Now, let's not forget, Tibbs, this is not the only time tonight we are going to see a member of the Curry family face off against a Dook, because in our main event of the evening, we'll be finding out who the first ever JWF Women's Champion will be. And, you know, it is a toss-up. Oh, wait, hold on. Early pinfall, 1. Kick out from the Jeb-A-Dook. But as I was saying, that match is going to be versus Mamoa Curry's daughter, Val Curry, and of course the woman who last night claimed the JXT Women's Championship, the Jeb-A-Dook's sister, Debbie.
Absolutely, Sills. An amazing upset recently on JXT with the Jeb-A-Dook winning the JXT Women's Championship taking her spot here at Wrestlepalooza. And you gotta think that Mamoa Curry, he wants to set a good example for tonight for the Curry family.
That's right. You see Jeb-A-Dook trying finally to get in some shots, but Mamoa with that vicious belly-to-belly suplex just is not going to let him get any momentum. This has been Mamoa Curry this entire match, but that headbutt may just put it back in Jeb-A-Dook's favor.
Who knows, Sills? Mamoa Curry almost right back at it with that clothesline, taking the Jeb-A-Dook down, and they're exchanging blows, and look at this.
That's right, Jeb-A-Dook getting back in the ring, not even wanting to cause any more punishment, just obeying the rules of the match. But wait a minute, ooh, that Momoan punch, that might have been the end of it for the Jeb-A-Dook. Seems like he is distracted right now, but Momoa's backed up, maybe looking to end it. What can we see here? Spear! 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 But ooh, Jeb-A-Dook immediately grabbing the ropes. A wise move from the newcomer here in JWF.
Indeed, Sills. Of course, he's going to have to do a lot more than pull out just a simple awareness of where the ropes are to get Mamoa Curry.
That's right, and it looks like that was some awareness right now. And look at that, Jeb-A-Dook just feeding on the power of the JWF universe before tossing Mamoa Curry into the ropes. But ooh, Mamoa with a big elbow, but Jeb is not deterred, has him backed up. Ooh, big splash before picking him up. What is Jeb-A-Dook looking for here? Snake eyes off the ropes. Jeb-A-Dook like a house of fire, taking on the god of the JWF.
Yeah, it looks like the Jeb-A-Dook, he's finally got a little warmed up. He took a lot of punishment, though, from Mamoa Curry in the early goings of this match.
Into the mat. 1, 2. Look at that. Not even a 2 count, and Jeb-A-Dook looks to be besides himself, Tibbs.
Well, Sills, that's to be expected. That's early on in a match. He caught him out of nowhere with that Duke of World, though. And Mamoa Curry, he is now on the ropes.
Oh, that's right. But it looks like Jeb's helping him off of him. Beautiful DDT onto the hardest part of the apron, a move that Jeb-A-Dook likes to employ. And it looks like Jeb-A-Dook has finally woken up to what this match is going to be. Let's not forget what Mamoa Curry said about Jeb-A-Dook in the past. He says that Jeb-A-Dook, he don't care about wins or losses, because to him, every loss is a learning experience. And it looks like that early offense from Mamoa was just helping Jeb kind of get his feet underneath him.
Absolutely, Sills. Almost like, oh, Jeb-A-Dook wanted Mamoa Curry to come out that hot right at the very beginning of the match to see what he was up against, to see the best that Mamoa Curry could bring out against him. And when Jeb-A-Dook saw that, he struck.
That's right, but Mamoa has him set up. Big Mamoan drop straight into the mat. Before, what is Mamoa thinking here? Working over that arm once again. Now, let's not forget. Oh, wait, hold on, pinfall. But once again, a rope break. And that's the danger when you're in there with a massive man like the Jeb-A-Dook. Those limbs, they can reach ropes that you didn't even know existed.
That's right, Sills. He is a string bean of a giraffe, the Jeb-A-Dook. He is lanky as all hell, and you gotta watch where his arms are flailing, because he could grab a rope from just about anywhere in the ring.
That's right. Now, it looks like the Jeb-A-Dook looking to fly, but ooh, Mamoa getting the knees up at the last second before leveling him with the Mamoan punch. 2. Dude, Jeb kicking out at the clock of midnight, and it looks like Mamoa Curry getting ready to finish it, Tibbs.
Sills, this is a dangerous combination here. Mamoan punch into a spear!
But unfortunately, Jeb turned it around into a DDT, and Tibbs, Jeb-A-Dook going to that dark place that he likes to inhabit, just ominously crawling towards Mamoa Curry, who is struggling to get back to his feet, but Jeb helps him up and helps him down with the Duke of World.
That is going to be 2 vicious hits to the head for Mamoa Curry. That DDT, Duke of World.
Mamoa kicking out, but Tibbs, I do not think I have ever seen a weaker kick out from Mamoa Curry there. But it looks like Jeb is not done just wrenching on that lower back of the god of the JWF.
Seeking a tap out from Mamoa Curry. That's a bold move, Sills. I'll tell you that. But, Jeb-A-Dook looks like he wasn't quite able to cinch it in.
Oh, Oh, but unfortunately, he cinched in that big shot to the face, and Tibbs, he's got Mamoa bleeding, but he don't care about that. 2, Jeb-A-Dook kicking out.
But now the mask is falling around Mamoa Curry. He is just red. He is beet red right now with the blood flowing. Oh, and it looks like he is enraged.
That's right, that blood pouring down his face might have just woke up Mamoa Curry, who picks up the Jeb-A-Dook, could be causing some more punishment on the outside, but Jeb sending him rib first into those steel steps before Jeb-A-Dook just looking to tear apart our announce desk, Tibbs.
Yes, it looks like Jeb-A-Dook has taken the kid gloves off, and he is ready. He is ready to try to finish Mamoa Curry with something.
That's right, and you saw that, Jeb-A-Dook wisely breaking the count of our referee, Shibata. I mean, at the end of the day, both of these men, Mamoa Curry said he wants an answer. Who is better, the face of JWF or the face of JXT? That's what these two men are fighting to claim, and I know that JWF would be universally disappointed if they saw this end in a countout.
Absolutely, so we might have to restart the match. I don't think people would be happy to see that here at Wrestlepalooza of all places.
That's right, now Mamoa plucking him back to his feet and bounces off the ropes for a Mamoan punch, but once again, not wasting any time with a pinfall. Mamoa Curry looking to end it with the spear, but no, Jeb-A-Dook once again reversing it into a DDT. You know, that is what almost got Mamoa the victory in that Iron Man match. You know that Jeb-A-Dook has it scouted.
Absolutely, so he's already taken it twice now, turn it into a DDT. I think Mamoa's going to have to think twice before hitting that spear again.
That is right, and now Jeb pulling him back up, tossing him to the outside, went for a spear off. Oh, but Mamoa returns with a shot to the face. Now Mamoa back in the ring, he's got him dazed off the ropes before beautiful German suplex from the god of the JWF just levels the Duke one.
You've got to see Mamoa Curry.
What the hell? Tips.
Uh-oh. What?
I think that Mamoa Curry thought he had this one, but the Jeb-A-Dook just using those dark powers, just appearing behind Mamoa Curry. And Tibbs, the Jeb-A-Dook once again in control, just as Mamoa Curry was starting to get his feet underneath him again.
Sills, I know that Mamoa Curry is a powerful individual, but if the Jeb-A-Dook can pull one over on Mamoa Curry like that, that has probably put him on notice.
That's right, but look at that. Oh my God, just sending him gut first into the corner of that ring. And now look at that, Mamoa once again wisely breaking the count. But that also could be breaking his momentum. Having to worry about those rules may be what leads to Mamoa's downfall here, but it looks like he's still taking the opportunity to drag Jeb over to those steel steps, but Jeb fighting out of it.
Yes, and Jeb-A-Dook, of course, it looks like he can't stay down for long anymore. I'm amazed with the amount of punishment that the Jeb-A-Dook has taken from Mamoa Curry, especially early on in this match, that he's been able to turn it around on Mamoa so often.
That's right, but wait a minute, Jeb-A-Dook getting back in the ring, breaking the count, but Mamoa joins him. Could be looking for that Duke whirl, but oh my God, Mamoa fights back with a big elbow and a bigger punch straight to the face, but Mamoa is not done, Tibbs.
No, not at all, Sills, although it looks like Jeb isn't finished either.
Oh, wait a minute, though, Mamoa over the top, over the top. 1, 2, oh, kicking out at the last minute is the Jeb-A-Dook.
Wonderful, wonderful little combination right there, Sills. Mamoa Curry trying to get one over on the Jeb-A-Dook like that, but it didn't quite do it.
That's right, but you can see the damage has been done. Jeb-A-Dook just trying to find some solace by rolling out of the ring, but the Jeb-A-Dook instead grabbing him, going back into the ring, breaking that count. But it looks like Jeb-A-Dook going outside to cause more carnage.
Of course, it might be the same thing as earlier, Sills. Did that break up Jeb's momentum, him having to be forced to break the count up?
And it looks like it has, as Mamoa Curry took advantage, sent him gut first into the steel steps, but it seems to have not fazed Jeb, who just hit that big punch to the face. But now Oh, Tibbs, he goes back to that table, and look at that, just beckoning Mamoa over, and the god of the JWF is not here to play games.
Absolutely not, Sills. It looked like the Jeb-A-Dook, it's almost like he's asking for more punishment from Mamoa Curry.
That's right, and now look at that. Going outside of the ring is the Jeb-A-Dook, who just tosses Mamoa Curry into that table. What is the Jeb-A-Dook thinking, Tibbs?
Oh, Sills, he might be going for
STO! STO! Straight through the table, and Tibbs the Jeb-A-Dook stayed straight on his feet, and now he has got Mamoa Curry directly in his sights, and it looks like Jeb-A-Dook looking to end it right now.
That's right, Sills. Look at that terrifying crab walk as he's going. He is sinking in. He's got his sights on Mamoa Curry. And Mamoa Curry's not moving, Sills. Mamoa Curry's barely getting up.
That's right, and he delivers the Duke Whirl. Center of the ring, falls into it. 1, 2, jump. Tibbs, Mamoa Curry may be bloody, his body may be crimson, but he ain't out of it yet.
No, Sills, and it looks like Mamoa Curry, he's doubling his efforts. He's setting up.
That's right, backed up once again for the spear, but no! Reverses into a DDT, and once again, Jeb-A-Dook calling forth the power. What? The Soul Taker! He's using the Soul Taker! He used it on Mamoa! 1, 2, 3!
The winner of the match, he is the Jeb-A-Dook!
My God, Sills, the Jeb-A-Dook, he had to resort to his most painful maneuver, but he did it. By God, he did it.
That is right, Tibbs. After what was a barn burner of a beginning to this show tonight here at Wrestlepalooza, the Jeb-A-Dook shocking the world, coming out on top over Mamoa Curry. And Tibbs, let me tell you something, that is no small feat. Only a handful of individuals in the history of JWF have been able to pin Mamoa Curry at Wrestlepalooza, and the Jeb-A-Dook has just joined that prestigious list.
And Sills, we have an answer to that many years old question now. Who would win in that last pinfall between the Jeb-A-Dook and Mamoa Curry? And Sills, it looks like the new generation is taking over tonight.
What's up, everybody? It's everyone's favorite commentator, Silver Spoon, here to remind you that if you're enjoying the show, if you're enjoying this great JWF pay-per-view, maybe consider giving back over at patreon.com/a-load-of-BS. That's right, for the price of a cup of coffee a month, you can support us, the Fight Boys, a load of BS. The entire network can benefit from just a few dollars a month from you. In addition, you get exclusive content like Wrestling History X from the Fight Boys. You get to check out old episodes of JWF. They're all waiting for you over there on patreon.com/a-load-of-BS.
All right, Tibbs, we move from a match that was all about respect. It was all finding out who's the best, to a match that is nothing more than a grudge match.
Absolutely, Sills. Oh boy, how long has this been going on?
That right before last year's Crossing the Line, this man, this nightmare, assaulted Funky Flossie, and it led to this match tonight.
The following match is for entry into the Fresh Blood Ladder match. Coming down the aisle, he is the Nightmare Gozzie.
But of course, as our announcer just said, let's not forget there are stakes to this match. The winner being entered into the Fresh Blood #1 Contenders ladder match later in the show. And of course, we know Gozzie's opponent. Funky Flossie, he started out being a part of that match. And it wasn't until Gozzie took umbrage with that, said that that was his spot, said that he deserved it, that we decided to book this match to see who truly could earn their way into the Fresh Blood match.
Indeed, Sills, you see something like this, you gotta settle it in the ring. Gozzie, Funky Flossie, and they were both alright with it. And hell, Sills, if the winner of this match can pull double duty and win the Fresh Blood tournament, then hell, they're gonna have deserved every single bit of respect.
That's right, this man, Gozzie, the dark machinations that go on in his mind are no mystery to us here at this announce booth. We have seen him snap arms, we have seen him nearly end careers, but tonight, he's got to go through this man.
And his opponent, hailing from Funky Town, he is Funky Flossie.
And you know something, Tibbs? I couldn't think of two more polar opposites here in the JWF than Funky Flossie and Gozzie. You have got a technical mastermind in Gozzie, a man who could figure out any small way to cause punishment to his opponents, a dark soul. And then you've got Funky Flossie, a man who comes out to this ring to entertain, to win, and to just give the kids a show.
And you know what, Sills? Funky Flossie, he can bring it in the ring. I've not seen a high flyer like him in a long time, and it is great that he has managed to overcome everything that has been put into his way over the last few months. From that time that Gozzie snapped his arm in the middle of the ring, to defeating Scottye Moore, to earning his spot here tonight at Wrestlepalooza. Funky Flossie has come a long way, Sills, and he deserves to be here tonight because he is one of the best I've ever seen in the ring, and he's a damn good dancer.
That's right, and let's not forget both of these men were JXT standouts in our developmental system. Gozzie and Funky Flossie, those were not names to sneeze at. And that bell goes ringing. Gozzie starting off with that big elbow strike straight to the jaw, wasting no time. And Tibbs, this is what I was going to bring up. This is my question when it comes to Funky Flossie. He comes out to the ring. He likes to entertain. He likes to do those high-flying flips and maneuvers. And those big showy moves just like that. But he is in there against a veritable pit bull in the form of Gozzie. What can Funky do to get an advantage early on here?
Sills, he's got to do what Funky Flossie does best. He's got to keep moving. He's got to jump from one side to the other. He can't stay in one spot for too long, because if Gozzie grounds you, if he takes you down to the mat for even a split second, then he could do something. He could hurt Funky Flossie's arm. He could try to snap it again. Funky Flossie, he's got to keep on the offensive, and he's got to keep out of the way of Gozzie's offense by moving, doing those showy moves, flips, and all that he's good at.
That's right, but unfortunately, it looks like may not be taking your advice. Just has Gozzie locked up in a headlock, but you got to think that may just serve as an embarrassment to the Nightmare. Someone who is proud of his mat wrestling skills. And look at that, a couple of elbows straight to the chest, taking back Funky Flossie, but discombobulating him with those shots to the ears before dropping him just that quickly. And it looks like your advice paying off there. He was worried about mat wrestling. But wait a minute. Look at that, kips up to his feet and drops Gozzie straight on his skull.
There you go, Sills. That's what Funky needs to be doing. He's got to keep out of the way of Gozzie. I don't think if Funky Flossie, he moved at his full speed the entire time, Gozzie wouldn't be able to keep up with the guy.
That's right, and it looks like he may be looking to end it right now with that Funky Kong kick, but Gozzie saying no, went for an elbow strike. Funky avoids it, and Funky's got him up for a big slam into the turnbuckle before just tossing him across the ring. And Tibbs, that may have just been the end of the match right there if he could have got off that Funky Kong kick.
Absolutely, Sills. That could have knocked Gozzie straight to next week. Although this is what Gozzie has to worry about right now. He's got to wait for the perfect opportunity to pick Funky Flossie when he is at his weakest, when he's not paying attention, and when he can grab his arm, or he could go for the leg, the ankle, something, cinch in a submission move that could eventually weaken Funky Flossie.
That's right. It looks like he was going for that slam again, but Funky ducked back, and oh my God, look at the height Funky Flossie just got on that big stomp straight down to the chest before, draping that knee directly over the skull of the Nightmare. And he's going off the ropes, could be looking for that big double leg drop once again, but Gozzie getting out of the way, and that's what you're talking about earlier with picking your spot, Tibbs.
Exactly, Sills. If he could have capitalized on that like he is now, Gozzie's got Funky Flossie down. He could do anything. He could start picking apart Funky Flossie's legs. That's where all of his speed is. That's where all of his momentum is. If he damages either of Funky's legs or both of them right now, then Funky is going to be just completely at a disadvantage for the rest of the match.
That is right, but you see Gozzie ripping apart that announce table, but Funky trying for a big kick, but Gozzie, sending him into that sharp corner of that ring, or of that ring table. And Tibbs, that'll break a rib, that'll crack something. That is the diabolical mind of Gozzie coming into play with the destruction of Funky Flossie. And it looks like Gozzie is not done just popping him up on that table. What is Gozzie thinking here? DDT straight through it.
Did you see how far he got him lifted up on that DDT too, Sills? I mean, he almost dropped him from pile driver height right onto his head.
That's right, and then big elbow drop to follow it up. Could be a little shot at their former mentor, Scottye Moore there, and it nearly got him the victory right there, and that's what I wanted to bring up earlier. Both of these men, JXT standouts, when they came to the main roster, neither of them have really been able to get their momentum going. And that is what this match is all about, entrance into a match that could get the ultimate momentum going when you become #1 contender. Beautiful monkey flip from Funky there.
Absolutely, Sills, and that fresh blood match tonight, that is going to be just an opportunity for all of our young superstars, all of the next generation, the people that we are building up, the people that are talented enough to hold the championship that just haven't gotten their chance yet, and to give them that moment, their opportunity to seek it down the line without having to wait for it.
Went for the Goz bomb, nailed it. 2. Funky kicking out right before that hand struck 3. And you can see the frustration growing on the face of the Nightmare, who may be looking for seconds, going for that bloody eagle maneuver. But no, Funky ducking behind. He's got him. Whips him into that turnbuckle. What is Funky thinking right now? Funky flip into the center of the ring before a beautiful springboard elbow strike. Goes for
wonderful
the pinfall.
Combination.
1, 2, kicking out at the last second is Gozzie, and Funky closing in on a victory as he just backs up into that corner. And Gozzie avoided it earlier, but this may just spell doom for the Nightmare. Funky Kong straight to the jaw. Let's see that one more time.
And boom, right to the jaw.
That is right, and Funky knows he has got to scramble, dragging him away from those ropes. A wise move there from Funky. Flossie goes for the pinfall. 1, 2, Gozzie kicking out at the crack of midnight. You can see Funky Flossie furious going to that top turnbuckle.
Absolutely, Sills. He's about to fly.
Went for the leg drop, but Gozzie getting out of the way before grabbing him by the arm, and a monkey flip of his own. Both of these men flipping around the ring, and it looks like Gozzie going for a second bloody eagle. Hopefully he can get it. And he's got him locked up and dropped.
Right onto his head, Sills, and you can see it looks like that busted Funky Flossie open.
That is right, straight down into the mat. Rolls him over into that pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Kicking out is Funky Flossie. Both of these men showing each other no quarter, putting on an absolute barn burner. Like I said, neither of them have been able to get any momentum, but you know a victory in a singles Wrestlepalooza match, that can make or break a superstar. As Funky goes to that top rope and went for a splash, but Gozzie gets out of the way.
All Gozzie had to do was step back, just one step. That is all he had to do, and Funky landed face first, right outside on the mat.
Oh, look at that. Gozzie just sending Funky Flossie over that ring post, just sending the momentum. And look at that, Gozzie almost just mocking Funky, but eats a reverse DDT onto those steel steps for his troubles.
And Sills, let me tell you, smacking your head against those steps, you could see Gozzie, he was tripping, he was falling after Funky Flossie threw him. That's
right, Funky Flossie wasting no time. I think he could see the referee's count getting high, and he's looking to end it. Right now. Avoids the count-out victory there before whipping Gozzie into the ropes. Might be looking for that funky flip once more, and he nails it. Can he follow up? Yes, he does. Beautiful maneuver, but Funky wasting no time. He's got the momentum behind him. All he's got to do is get that boot in Gozzie's face, but no, Gozzie out of the way and just bashes his skull in. And unfortunately for Funky Flossie, Gozzie may be looking to end it right now.
And I've got to hand it to Gozzie Sills. After all that punishment he took, after those multiple shots to the head, onto the steps, into the ring post, Gozzie, he was so cognizant enough to jump out of the way of the Funky Kong and smack Funky Flossie right in the head, give him a jack to the jaw.
That's right, now Funky taking him to the center of the ring. Beautiful fist drop before leveling him with a drop kick. That high-flying speed of Funky Flossie coming into play, just planting Gozzie straight down into the mat. Might be looking for a third Funky flip now, but Gozzie stops him. Gozzie stops him, but Funky with a big kick before. Went for a neck breaker, but Gozzie said no. Rolls him up. 1, 2, kick out from Funky Flossie.
You gotta wonder, Sills, that looked like a little bit of desperation on Gozzie's part.
That is right, the action hot and heavy. Gozzie using any excuse to try to end this, and it looks like he may be trying once again for that Goz bomb off the top rope. Went for the elbow instead. Funky avoids, goes for it. 1, 2. Gozzie out at 2, but Funky, look at that, kipping up to his feet, wasted no time.
Very true, Sills. I mean, you see, even Funky's feeling it right now. These competitors, they are taking any opportunity to try to end the match right now because, Sills, whoever wins this, they got another match coming down the road. They can't put it all out on the table right now.
That is right, but you also got to think, like I said, singles Wrestlepalooza match. Only a few men get those in their entire career, and they're wanting to put on a show. And it looks like Funky Flossie going to that top rope, has Gozzie in tow. Massive superplex to the center of the ring, and Funky Flossie's feeling it, but look at this, Shibata being forced to check on Gozzie. That may have damaged something in the back, Tibbs.
That's true, Sills. The height that Gozzie got from that superplex, but it looks like he's...
Avoids the Funky Kong! Both of these men going after one another! Beautiful neck breaker! Levels him! Before going to that top rope, Funky Flossie looking to end things right now. Went for the leg drop, but Gozzie getting out of the way. And I think the Nightmare is looking to end this quickly. That damaged back can only hold up for so long.
That is true, Sills, and it looks like Gozzie, he is zeroed in. Look at that.
That big bloody eagle in the center of the ring, but Gozzie may be looking for seconds. No! Unfortunately, Funky responds with a big punch, but Gozzie levels him with that big Hurricane Rana before... Wait a minute. No. This is what started this whole thing. He's got the arm. Oh, my God! Gozzie just snapping the arm of Funky Flossie in the center of the ring. An emphatic display from the Nightmare, who falls in for it. 1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, he is a nightmare, Gozzie.
And you see, Tibbs, that is what I was saying. You saw numerous moments in that match where Funky Flossie was choosing to play with the audience, have fun out there. But unfortunately, when Gozzie's in the ring, there ain't nothing fun about wrestling him.
Not at all, Sills. You see, Gozzie is willing to go to any lengths to win a match. And he even resorting to snapping Funky Flossie's arm right out of the joint again, popping his shoulder. That could cause even more permanent damage to the already damaged shoulder of Funky Flossie.
This summer, 2 men save the world. From who, you ask? Everything invading robo-penises.
This show is not about those 2 men. This show's just a load of BS. The show where Blake Tanner and Scottye Moore make up dumbass movies like that. We're your personal think tank. We're your 2 white guys, which fills the quota for a podcast, I think.
And we're just gonna be here to have a good time and talk about sauerkraut.
That's right, except no substitutes, ladies and gentlemen, because this is that pure, uncut BS.
Good, uncut.
All right, Tibbs, now we move on to our first championship match of the night, because the tag titles are on the line, and there's an unexpected team that's going to be fighting for it.
Absolutely, Sills. Danny Roanoke and Hollywood Hulcher, who would have thought?
That's right. I mean, let's not forget, a majority of 2020, these 2 men were beating the living hell out of each other in the JWF's first ever Best of 7 series. And of course, we know Hollywood Hulcher, he came out of that looking dominant. But ever since, he's been struggling to find his footing. But this match, this tag team match where he teams up with one of his greatest rivals, may prove to get him back on the right track.
And I'm looking forward to seeing something like that, Sills. Honestly, we need new, fresh tag team blood in the championship circle right now, as it were. Listen, I think the reigning champions, they have really distinguished themselves over the last few months, but let's just say I'm ready for a little bit of a change of pace.
That is right, Tibbs, but the Roanoke boys are here, and let's not forget Hollywood Hulcher. He was Rookie of the Year in 2020. He was dominant in our division, and the man who taught him standing right there, Danny Roanoke. And these 2 men are going to be proving to be a hell of a challenge for our tag team champions, the team known as Bananas in Pajamas. I mean, Tibbs, we like to joke about them, but you got to think about the past. You got to think about the things that these men have done. One of the few teams in the JWF to ever hold the championship twice. Only 3 teams have done that. The VWO, who of course failed in their attempt to claim the JXT Tag Team Championships yesterday at JXT Florida Mania. The team known as the BS, who of course are going to be fighting each other in our next matchup. The only team in our division to have held those titles twice are Bananas in Pajamas. And you love them, or if you hate them, they've proven why they are definitely in contention to be called one of the best tag teams of all time here in the JWF.
Well, Sills, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I'm just so fucking tired of these 2 little pricks right now. They're great wrestlers, but they walk into the room, and then you feel the ego stank coming off of them right now, and I want to see them put in their place so badly. Stop dancing, you little millennial shits!
Well, that dance has become popular on the TikTok, I've been told, Tibbs. The kids call it cranking the Johnny. And hopefully, if he can crank that Johnny tonight, they may be walking out with those tag belts around their waists, even still. But the Roanoke boys are more than ready to put up one hell of a fight.
The following match is for the JWF Tag Team Championships. In the left corner, they are the team of Hollywood Hulcher and Danny Roanoke. They are the Roanoke Boys. And in the right corner, they are your JWF Tag Team Champions. The team of Johnny Bananas and Joey Pajamas. They are Bananas in Pajamas.
All right, you can see our referee Shibata getting those belts from them. Those belts that have been on the likes of men like the BS. Hold it high, Shibby! Like I said, men like the BS, men like the VWO, guys who have gone on to do great things in this company. And if Bananas in Pajamas can play their cards right, they could very well also be known as a historic team.
Indeed, Sills. However, let's just say I don't have much confidence in their poker face, if you know what I mean.
That's right. You can see Hollywood Hulcher DDTing Joey down into the mat. Joey being forced to roll to the outside as Danny just taking it to Johnny Bananas. The competitors really bringing it against the tag team champions in this early going.
And really, I wouldn't expect anything less from the Roanoke boys, as they like to be called, Sills. Danny Roanoke, of course, taught Hollywood Hulcher. Hollywood Hulcher, he has learned so much since he started in this company last year. I mean, I think these two, they know each other on a fundamental level at this point after their best of 7 series, and they're using that to their advantage working together.
That's right. You can see Bananas in Pajamas taking quick control. And you saw that may have been a quick look at their game plan, keeping Hollywood isolated on the outside and doubling up on Danny Roanoke. And that looks to be what they're going to be trying to do right now. I mean, let's not forget, Danny Roanoke, he can certainly go in the ring, but he has a lot more years on the tank compared to the rest of the young guns in this match.
That is, I understand Sills. He's taking a lot more hits. He's taking a lot more bumps in the business. But I think that Danny Roanoke, he more than makes up for it in style and experience.
That's right, leveling Johnny with that beautiful Shining Wizard before. Oh, Hollywood just stomping away. And look at Joey going to the outside of the ring. Of course, we know this match is no DQ, no disqualifications, and Hollywood Hulcher, was setting up for the Hollywood Hills, but Johnny getting out of the way was setting up for a super kick, but Hulcher says no before lifting him up. What is Hulcher thinking here? Buckle bomb straight into the corner of the ring post.
And that is a damaging move right there, that buckle bomb, Sills. That could break your back, it could separate your shoulders. It is one of the most sensitive parts of your whole body, slamming into that turnbuckle that I'll tell you is barely padded.
Peeling the banana on Hulcher before breaking up that submission attempt by Danny Roanoke. Johnny got out of that just in time, Tibbs. And once again, Bananas in Pajamas look to be in control of the competitors.
That is true, Sills. They are Bananas in Pajamas. I will give it to them. They have been in a tag team for a long time. They know each other like the back of each other's hands, and they can do some great combinations.
That is right. Now you can see the Roanoke boys back to their feet, and both of these teams going at one another with a fury. And look at that. Hulcher with a low blow to Joey, taking advantage of the no DQ stipulation before perching Johnny up on the top. What is Hulcher thinking here? Beautiful Hurricane Rana, and you saw he went right over Danny's back, kept him elevated, which made the punishment of that landing all the harder.
It did, Sills. You could see that one spot, focusing, much like hitting a corner, hitting a turnbuckle. That is going to leave that one specific area damaged, and it's going to distract you in the ring. People don't think about that a lot. This pain from a single blow can keep you distracted for the rest of the entire match, and it can make you sloppy.
That's right, but oh my God, Johnny with a big shot with that kendo stick. But Danny returning with a shot of his own. And let me tell you something, I know they may have thought that kendo stick was an equalizer. I think it was, but in the favor of the Roanoke boys.
Yeah, they were managed to turn it around on themselves. That's the danger of playing with toys during the match. Someone might take it from you.
That's right. Meanwhile, Joey, went for a big double fist off the top, but Holcher just grabs him, taking him into that ring post, slamming him directly into it. What is Holcher thinking now? Gets kicked away. Meanwhile, Johnny reversing an attempt at the Black Mirror into a beautiful DDT, and you know that's got to be discouraging for Danny Roanoke, especially when you get leveled with a peeling the banana just like that.
Right afterwards, Sills, I can tell you, that doesn't feel good for Danny Roanoke, but I don't know what's hurt worse, his body or his pride.
That's right, but Danny getting it back into the ring as Joey just sends Holcher into that ring post. What the hell's Joey thinking, Tibbs? He's got him propped up. Oh my God! Just making a sandwich between his boot and Holcher's face. And now has that kendo stick in the ring and is just wailing on Danny Roanoke with it.
Sills, that was terribly painful. That could have snapped Hollywood Holcher's neck in half. That brutal kick right into the ring post.
That's right, but it looks like Holcher is back in the ring and has leveled Joey with a drop kick. And now the #1 contenders are standing toe-to-toe once again with Bananas in pajamas, leveling him with the Skyliner. 2. Joey kicking out as Danny with a pile driver on Johnny.
That Danny Roanoke, he can go old school when he needs to. And I'll tell you, there's nothing more old school than a good old-fashioned pile driver.
That's right, and now it is 1-1. Danny Roanoke and Joey Pajamas standing toe-to-toe, but the leg lariat levels him. 1, 2... last minute kick out from Danny Roanoke, and it looks like Hollywood Holcher coming in to try to save his partner from that beatdown.
Absolutely, Sills. After you see your partner take that kind of damage, you're going to have to jump in, try to even the odds, try to help him out. He could have just beat the absolute ever-loving hell out of Danny Roanoke right then. Joey
just getting flung out of the ring by Hollywood Holcher. But unfortunately, inside the ring, the situation is reversed as Johnny is just going after Danny Roanoke. And look at this, like I said earlier, on the outside of the ring, Holcher's been beaten. Inside the ring, peeling the banana. Beautiful elbow drop from Joey. 1, 2, 3.
The winner of this match, and still JWF Tag Team Champions, Bananas in Pajamas.
And Tibbs, what did I say the game plan of Bananas in Pajamas would be? Keep Hollywood Holcher isolated on the outside. Go after the old-timer. Try to take out Danny Roanoke. But I'm sure along the way they found out that there were more surprises in Danny Roanoke than they expected. But unfortunately, that isolation has led to Bananas in Pajamas remaining JWF Tag Team Champions.
Is a Wrestlepalooza tragedy, Sills? What does this mean? Does it mean another year of Bananas in Pajamas with those belts, Sills? Does it mean another year of parties? Does it mean another year of having to come into my locker room, seeing some of my guys just sprawled out after a night of drinking, going out and it's like the 80s all over again.
The year was 1969. The US was in a race to the moon against the USSR. What they didn't expect, however, was to find their real enemies not waiting in Russia, but instead on the very moon they were aiming for. 50 years later, and our world is still at siege from enemies beyond our stars. And that's where the Space Marines come into play, and let me tell you something, I'm one of the best. The name's Dane Armstrong, the world's greatest Space Marine, and the man who's come to save your asses.
Not really. Join the BS Network as they head straight into the stars for Deviant, an audio drama featuring action, adventure, space piracy, and karaoke? Hop aboard and fly with us into the stars every other Sunday on this Deviant.
The following match is a triple threat match for the JWF Captain's Championship. Coming to the ring, standing at 5'10", he is the hero of the JWF, Scottye Moore.
And Tibbs, if you want to talk about a highly anticipated showdown for Wrestlepalooza, this would be the definition of it. As three men who came into this company together, three men who have found success on their own, find their way back together in a triple threat for the Captain's Championship, because tonight it is the Fight Boys, one-on-one-on-one.
And Sills, I suppose it's been a long time coming. I mean, we've seen the Fight Boys just do about everything together.
And his opponent, he is a technical spectacle. He is unpinned and unsubmitted in the world of JWF wrestling. He is the Dylan.
And Tibbs, you know one man who is excited to be walking into this match is this man, the Dylan. Of course, losing his Captain's Championship to Blake Tanner back in Heck in a Sec. In a match that many people thought was thievery. Blake Tanner pinning Gozzie in that triple threat situation. And ever since he's returned, the Dylan has been begging to get his hands on Blake Tanner once again.
And let me tell you something, Sills. It's poetry in motion that it happens at Wrestlepalooza. And you got this hit leading to such a magnificent triple threat between three of the heaviest hitters that the JWF has seen in the last few years.
That is right, Tibbs. And of course, we know that Dylan, as our announcer said, a dominant Captain's Champion. Never been pinned, never been submitted. But hey, history's already been made at Wrestlepalooza once. Might just happen twice.
And their opponent, hailing from Birmingham, Alabama, he is your JWF Captain's Champion, Blake Tanner.
And you know something, Tibbs? It is rarely that a champion walks into a match seeming like an underdog. But in this case, Blake Tanner has two rabid hyenas staring at him and staring at that championship, just waiting for their opportunity to steal it away. If anybody needs to be bringing a fight tonight, it has got to be none other than the Captain's Champion himself.
Of course, Sills, especially in another triple threat situation. As Blake Tanner well knows, the triple threat situation it is easy fodder for any of the challengers. It is so much harder for the champion going into that kind of situation, as he learned when he took that championship from the Dylan several months ago.
That is right, Tibbs, and there you can see all three Fight Boys staring across from one another, each one with a different thing to prove in this match. It looks like Blake Tanner just leaving the ring saying that he's done, I guess.
Well, Sills, I'm gonna be honest, it's not the worst strategy.
And And it looks like he is grabbing a ladder. Of course, we know triple threat automatically means no disqualification. And Blake Tanner wasting no time just searching for some toys around the ring to assist him in his battle tonight.
He's just throwing things into the ring right now as Scottye Moore and the Dylan are busy fighting each other. I mean, Blake Tanner, if he's not careful, he could lose the match right here if one of those two men pins each other.
That's right, but oh, look at that! Scottye went for a pin, and Blake is right there just slamming that steel chair over his back, but look at that! Immediately taken down by both of those men. Like I said, Scottye Moore, the Dylan, they've been waiting to get their hands on Blake Tanner. Ooh, who hits a beautiful clothesline on the Dylan, sending him careening straight down into that steel chair.
Absolutely, Sills. I mean, it looks like Blake Tanner, of course, he is only shooting the shots that he thinks are the best. He is only taking acceptable risks right now, and it led to him clearing the ring for a hot second.
That's right, you saw him going to the outside trying to kick at Scottye Moore, but the Dylan taking that ultimate opportunity just to level him, and then, oh, levels him again. Meanwhile, inside the ring, Scottye Moore climbing to the top of the ladder, and Tibbs, I think you know more than anybody just how deadly Scottye Moore can be on a ladder. SMG. And then, ooh, tried to big boot Blake Tanner as well, but Blake threw Scottye out of the ring. He's searching for a pin. One. Ooh, Scottye breaking it up.
That's Sills. I mean,
but he gets sent into that steel chair for his troubles. Blake Tanner wasting no time in this one.
Blake Tanner on a roll tonight. I think, Sills, that he has planned this out meticulously, what he wants to do.
That's right. Look at him climbing to the top of that ladder. What is our captain's champion thinking? Oh my God! Beautiful elbow drop off the top. There's already chaos happening in this match, and we're barely 2 minutes in.
Very true, Sills. I mean, this is pent-up aggression, rage, anger for years at this point. These three always trying to decide who is the best of the best out of the former group known as the Fight Boys. I guess once a fight boy, always a fight boy, Sills.
Oh, wait a minute.
Showing it.
Oh, Blake was trying for something big off the top, but Scottye Moore coming up to meet him, but oh, Blake Tanner, he's got him in that headlock. What is Blake thinking? Oh, my God!
Right off the top of that ladder, Sills.
Beautiful swinging neck breaker, just sending both of the BS boys through that. And look at that. Blake Tanner being forced to roll to the outside of the ring, and it's allowing Dylan to pick up the scraps, and Blake breaking it up at the last minute.
Sills, we barely started this match, and we've already seen two men fly off the top of the ladder into a table. I don't know what to expect for the rest of this.
I don't know, but oh, wait a minute. Blake was going for something big, but the Dylan returning with a DDT, and Tibbs, I want you to look at this. Think about the offense the Dylan has eaten up to this point. An elbow drop off the top of the ladder. Scottye Moore's patented SMG, and the Dylan is walking around like he just woke up, goes for the pinfall. Oh, but wait a minute. Oh, kicking out, and look at the force of that kick out, sending that ladder back to the earth.
Indeed, Sills, you can tell there is not going to be. Nobody's going down without a fight in this one.
That is right, but Dylan kicking out of that half and half suplex from Blake Tanner, who's got him back to his feet. What is Blake Tanner thinking here? Oh, going for a power bomb, but Dylan with the fist just raining down on him. But oh, eats a drop kick from Scottye Moore for his troubles.
And Sills, the Dylan, he has taken a lot of punishment, as you said. He's walking around just fine for most of this match, but he also hasn't gotten to dish out a lot of his patented offense.
That's right. Now Blake Tanner with that ladder set up in the corner. What dark things are going through the mind of Blake Tanner, but oh, Scottye reverses before drop kicking him straight into it. And look at that, just getting the crowd to cheer along with him. Beautiful strike to the face before, oh, leveling him. And then massive slam sends him to the earth, but unfortunately the Dylan right there to pick up the scraps.
The Dylan right there waiting for his moment, lying in wait as always.
That's right, but now look at this. Blake and Scottye just going over him, but no, wait a minute. Blake sends Scottye into the ropes. What are we looking at here? Oh, we have seen Blake implore this many a time. This could destroy the ribs. This could cause some sort of internal eruption. But, oh, Dylan was trying for something, but Blake with an elbow just shatters him. And now the captain's champion has both of the men just forced to roll outside of the ring.
It looked like Blake just saw the Dylan right out of the corner of his eye, and he was not waiting to see what he'd try to do.
That's right. Meanwhile, look at that. Scottye just ripping apart our announce table as Blake waking up behind him and goes for a shot, but gets sent into the barricade for his troubles, and Scottye Moore wasting no time going after the champ.
No, Sills, you see Scottye Moore and Blake Tanner, those two seem to be focusing on each other a lot more. I think they both understand how dangerous it is to fight the Dylan one-on-one when the Dylan could literally just pick you out with that Anaconda Vice and end the match in 2 seconds.
That's right, and now big forearm shots. Both of these men trading it back and forth, but Dylan with the kicks to the leg, just weakening the legs, and now, what is this? Slamming him to the earth before. He's got him in. He's got him in the vice. He's got Blake Tanner locked in the vice, just as you said earlier, Tibbs. And now Blake Tanner has nowhere to go, nowhere to run. And look at that. Dylan just releasing it on the outside. And I think that was just kind of proving a point. But it looks like Scottye Moore's waiting there to prove his own point as he picks up the technical spectacle and drops him with an SMG.
Indeed, Sills, look at just the Dylan careening through that table and into that massive uppercut.
That is right, and now once again the Dylan taking out on the outside. And now it's back to Blake Tanner and Scottye Moore, but it may just be up to Scottye Moore, who's backed up, setting up for it. Super kick, no, Blake avoids it. Blake avoids it. And now, look at this, both of these men going after Blake Tanner once again, but Dylan whipping Scottye into that ladder. What is the Lord of the Smart Side thinking? Powerbombing him through that ladder.
Just absolutely destroying it, Sills.
But unfortunately, might have tried a little too hard there. Went for the D trigger. Scottye turned it around into the SMG. And once again, the Dylan down. But he is not down for long, looks like.
No, Sills, the Dylan almost popping right back up again.
Goes for that pinfall once again. 2. Blake breaking it up at the last minute, but Tibbs, that may have been a 3 count if it wasn't for the captain's champion.
Very true, Sills. I mean, you could see the desperation on Blake Tanner, especially anytime there's a pin. He's going to have to be there to break it up, or he could lose his championship just outright.
That's right. You saw him setting up for that bee sting, but instead gets reversed around into the vice. The Anaconda Vice just wrapped around the neck of Blake Tanner, the champ, looking to tap it. Scottye Moore saving him at the last minute. Slams him down directly onto Blake Tanner's body with the SMG before, oh my God, just tearing at that gash on the face of the Dylan. Scottye Moore, relentless, falls into the pinfall. 1, 2. Dylan kicking out at the last minute.
And Sills, you got to think about it.
Wait a minute. Now going for a pin on Blake. 2. Blake kicking out. And look at Scottye. He is thinking, what is it gonna take?
Absolutely. Both of the men, other men in this match are down. You're going to have to do something. You're going to pull out all the stops, and I don't know, Sills.
Went for the SMG. Dylan responds with the D trigger before falling into the pinfall. 1, 2. Scottye kicking out, and look at that. Dylan just begging Shibata, saying that was a 3 count.
Indeed, Sills. It looks like the Dylan, going straight for Blake Tanner now.
That is right, but look at that. Blake almost rolling out of the ring, but that distraction allowed Scottye to get back to his feet. And now look at this. Both of these men standing tall. And now Scottye Moore going to work on Blake Tanner once again, looks like.
You see the Dylan, he is trying to position himself to be out of the line of fire and take advantage.
That is right, but it looks like Scottye Moore not letting him. Went for a drop kick, but Dylan reverses. Hits it a second time, though. And now, backed up into that corner, might be looking for that super kick. No, instead pulls him back to his feet. What is the hero of the JWF thinking right now?
I don't know, Sills, but if he's thinking he's going to try to pin Dylan 1, 2, 3, I better think you
was trying to kick him off the top, but looks like that knee to the face works instead. But unfortunately, it's allowed the champion to get back to his feet, and he has Scottye Moore in his sights, dropping him with that beautiful suplex. And Tibbs, these men have fought well, but unfortunately not well enough to avoid a breakout. Let's see that one more time.
Boom, poetry in motion.
That is right, slamming his head. But wait a minute, he went for seconds, but Scottye Moore said no, turning it around into an SMG in the center of the ring. What a Wrestlepalooza moment. 2, 3.
The winner of the match and new JWF Captain's Champion, Scottye Moore.
And Tibbs, after what was an absolute brutal match between these three men, Scottye Moore walking out victorious. But Tibbs, I'll be honest, I don't think any of these men are going to be walking out of this arena the same as they walked in.
Not at all, Sills. Not after the punishment they all went through tonight. And let me tell you, each of these guys, they earned their salt tonight. But only one man can walk out with the championship. And that man tonight is Scottye Moore, your new captain's champion. And let me tell you, Sills, I'm a lot more excited about this than I would have been a few months ago.
Tibbs, it is appropriate we just had an ad for JXT Wrestling, because this match, I'll be honest, just about every single one of the men in here are former JXT superstars.
Absolutely, Sills. You know, after crossing the line last year, it was kind of a wake-up call. Something, and I knew I had to do something for these guys.
The following match is the Fresh Blood Ladder match, with the winner earning a shot at the JWF champion. Entering first, hailing from the hot dog cart, they call him Honey Mustard David Jenkins.
Now, Tibbs, let's not forget, this is not David Jenkins' first Wrestlepalooza. In fact, a couple of years ago, him and his tag team partner, Coach James, went against the current champions, the BS, for the opportunity to claim those titles in a failing attempt. But he's back, and his luck may change tonight.
And his opponent, hailing from the deep, dark heart of Texas, he is the man's man, Chuck Gibbons.
And if you want to talk about a man coming into a match with a lot of fanfare, this man has got to be brought up, Tibbs. I mean, he went from being JXT champion one day to debuting at the Rumble the very next. He is the only man in JXT history to hold both of their singles titles at the same time. If you want to talk about a man who came into this company like a house of fire, it's Chuck Gibbons.
Absolutely, Sills, and you can see how much he respects that JXT championship run of his by still wearing his JXT championship that he was given around his waist.
That is right, Tibbs. And Gibbons making his Wrestlepalooza debut tonight.
And their opponent, standing at 6'5", weighing in at well over 400 pounds, he is Big Cyrus Prince.
And you know something, Tibbs? I think we would be remiss if we did not bring, if we're talking about JXT champions, if we don't bring up this man, Big Cyrus Crane. I mean, at the beginning of JXT, everyone thought that would be the Jeb-A-Dook show. Jeb-A-Dook, like we said earlier, the face of JXT. They thought he's going to be the champion for a long time. But all of those hopes were dashed the minute he stepped in the ring with Big Cyrus Crane.
Yeah, Cyrus Crane, he is a legend, an OG from JXT. And last year he came back with a bang, and he is ready to make a name for himself in the JWF. And Sills, I would be afraid if I had to be in the ring against Cyrus Crane.
And their opponent, hailing from the deepest pit of hell itself, he is the Demon Croc.
And of course, as we stated earlier, everyone in this match, former JXT standouts, and I think this man may be one of the biggest standouts of the lot. The leader of Legion, the demonic entity known as Croc. I mean, just walking out to the ring, it feeds intimidation with the audience.
Absolutely, Sills. Croc, he is a force of nature almost. he terrorized the JXT for a long time, and now he's here to terrorize the JWF. That's what he's been doing on and off right now, Sills, but now he's set his sights a little bit higher. He set his sights for the JWF World Heavyweight Championship.
That is right, and one man who is no stranger to Croc, no stranger to the darkness, is the man who earned his way into this match earlier tonight, coming out to this ring, but you know he's got to be banged up, bruised up, but ready to win.
And the fifth entrant into the match, he is a nightmare, Gozzie.
Gotta say, Sills, Gozzie doesn't look too much worse for wear after all.
That is right, and that is, I mean, Funky Flossie, he put on quite a show against the Nightmare. But you gotta also think about Gozzie. He has been waiting for this opportunity, clamoring for it for months. He's had opportunities at the Captain's Championship in the past. Back in JXT, he had opportunity in all those titles. But now that he is here in the JWF, now that he has broken out on his own, you know Gozzie is here and he wants to prove himself as a singles competitor.
Of course, Sills. This has been Gozzie's dream ever since he came into the JWF. He's been a lackey. He wants to strike out on his own. He wants to be his own man. And tonight, the match against Funky Flossie was just his first step. And now he's gonna have his real opportunity to prove himself.
That is right. You see the Nightmare just intimidating the other opponents in this match, rushing at the ropes, screaming at them. But Tibbs, we got 5 competitors, but this is a 6-man match. And you know Gozzie in this ring is just begging to find out who's number 6.
And the final entrant into the Fresh Blood Ladder match, making his JWF debut, he is your daddy, Papa Bliss.
Well, Tibbs, let me tell you something. I will bet right now if Gozzie made a list of the number of people that he wanted to come out at number 6, this man would be at the very bottom of that list. Gozzie's former tag team partner, hell, the man that beat Gozzie in his final match in JXT, Papa Bliss, is here, and it looks like he may just be walking in and walking out as an instant number 1 contender.
Of course, Sills, that is what Papa Bliss loves to come here and do. Papa Bliss, of everybody down in JXT, I couldn't think of anybody who deserves an opportunity to show what they can do more than Papa Bliss.
That's right, and you can see he had a bit of a problem with Big Cyrus Crane at first, but then went straight after Gozzie, and those two men are just brawling on the outside of the ring. And Tibbs, let me tell you something. I don't know if you know Gozzie was coming into this match or not, but Papa Bliss is one hell of a get for us here in JWF.
Oh, absolutely, Sills, and I can tell you, I don't know if Papa Bliss knew that Gozzie was gonna be here in that position tonight, but I could tell he wanted it. And I can also tell you that Gozzie, this is the last thing he expected or ever wanted, because yeah, it is the biggest roadblock to winning this match for Gozzie that could have ever come up.
That's right, look at him, just tossing Papa Bliss into that barricade is Gozzie. Meanwhile, on the outside of the ring, David Jenkins, the first to grab a ladder. I saw him walk past Big Cyrus Crane, maybe thought about attacking him and then thought better of it, but now David Jenkins has Chuck Gibbons up and he's taking him down.
Ooh. So this is the kind of match that we just want to see an exhibition from. We just see everybody putting it all out on the line, doing everything they can do, showing us their specialities, showing us what they're best at.
That's right, you saw that. David Jenkins just dropping Big Cyrus Crane on top of that ladder. And let me tell you something, when you see a guy like David Jenkins, you think of him as a joke. I mean, the man's name is Honey Mustard. But when he gets in this ring, he proves why he deserves to be here and why he deserves to be in this Fresh Blood ladder match.
Of course, Sills. I think that even though they've already got the job, so to speak, they've been put in the match, they've still got a lot to prove, because this is the ultimate opportunity right here.
That is right. You can see David Jenkins bringing Gozzie back to his feet. Now Gozzie going toe-to-toe with Big Cyrus Crane. Like I said, both of those men JXT originals. Big Cyrus, one of the original champions, and Gozzie, one of the original men in the tag division, of course, with the Kingdom. And right now, it looks like Gozzie is trying to set up that ladder and establish himself.
Of course, Sills. I mean, Gozzie, he's alone right now. He could go for it. He could get that briefcase. He could win it, but it doesn't look like he's alone anymore.
That's right. Papa Bliss immediately climbing to the top. But that is the other question. Oh my God, Big Cyrus actually punching Gozzie so hard he cracked heads with Papa Bliss and sent him off that ladder. But that's the question I have when it comes to both of those men. Can they set aside this rivalry? Can they set aside their hatred for one another long enough to be able to climb that ladder?
Well, Sills, it doesn't look like they've had a good track record of that so far in this match. But maybe a little bit of separation will do them good. It looks like Papa Bliss and Gozzie have their own battles to fight right now.
That's right, but now Papa Bliss alone in the ring, looking to climb that ladder, looking to get that briefcase. And look, everyone on the outside of the ring, they're dealing with their own fights, they're dealing with their own battles, and it's allowing Papa Bliss to take advantage of that distraction. But look who comes in. Two former JXT champions in the form of Chuck Gibbons and Big Cyrus Crane. And now, beautiful double slam from Croc and Gibbons, but looks like Gibbons wasn't done, went for seconds, but Croc levels it.
And Sills, you know what? That couldn't have looked better if they planned it out. That was perfectly in tandem.
That's right, but unfortunately that duo is ended as Croc levels Gibbons with a big choke slam before leveling Gozzie as well. You saw Gozzie trying to bring the ladder back into the ring, trying to bring some civility to this match, which is something I would not usually say at Gozzie. But it's getting him dumped to the outside for his troubles.
Yes, very true, Sills. I mean, it's going to take a lot for one person to rise above the other, for the cream to rise to the top, as it were, as someone very famous once said, and that is all that this match is about.
That's right, but now you can see Croc climbing to the top as David Jenkins gets whipped into the ring by Papa Bliss. I think Papa Bliss wasn't even doing that violently. He was saying, we got to get in there, and we got to take this guy out.
Yep, Sills, that is another thing about this match. You never know what kind of alliances you're going to build in a multi-man match like this when you see that you're not on top of that ladder and somebody else is.
That's right, but Papa Bliss, nails Gozzie with that big Papa kick as Croc plants David Jenkins with a power bomb before, what is this? Teaming up with Gibbons to just level that ladder.
You know, Sills, if there's no ladder, there's no way anybody could get up there, so sometimes that's your best bet.
That's right, now Big Cyrus and Gozzie alone in the ring. And look at that, Big Cyrus wasting no time with Gozzie, just tossing him to the outside like the proverbial sack of potatoes.
Oh, absolutely, Sills. And you see,
wait a minute, look on the outside of the ring. Papa Bliss getting dropped with the Bloody Eagle by a Gozzie. And you know that had to feel good if you're Gozzie.
absolutely, a little bit of revenge, a little bit of saying "I told you so" to Papa Bliss, saying maybe you should have stayed down in JXT.
That's right, but you can see Gibbons on top of that ladder, but Croc coming up to meet him. Both of these men going at it, but look at that. Big Cyrus Crane, who has proved to be an MVP in this match, just going after Gibbons. I mean, Tibbs, let's not forget, in Big Cyrus's first match in JXT, it was a ladder match. It was to determine who the #1 contender could be. That's how Big Cyrus started in JXT, and it could very well be how his career starts here in JWF.
Sills, and think about just how perfect that moment would be. Big Cyrus Crane, if every great moment of his so far was peaked by climbing a ladder and gaining something through his own blood, sweat, and tears. But he's got a lot of competition to go through first.
That's right. Meanwhile, Gozzie escaping a suplex attempt by Gibbons as, looks like Honey Mustard was going for a splash, but unfortunately Croc was waiting right there with the knees. And look at that, just tossing Honey Mustard to the outside. I don't think Croc anticipates much of a fight coming out of old Honey Mustard.
That might be true, Sills, but I think that is the greatest underestimation that you can have of Honey Mustard. Honey Mustard Jenkins is a veteran.
That's right, but it looks like Papa Bliss going to the outside. What is he doing with that ladder? Oh, we have seen this before, setting up that ladder bridge, but look who's right there. Gozzie going after Papa Bliss, but it's given Croc time to grab that briefcase.
Absolutely, Sills. You could set up all of these intricate little plans of yours in a match like this, but at the end of the day,
Papa Bliss grabbed by the throat, might have been going for a choke slam, was Croc, but instead, just tosses him from the top before once again Cyrus and Gibbons teaming up to knock that ladder down.
you could see Sills on every other person in that match that looks like they were trying to get that ladder down with Croc on top of it.
Oh, and look at that. Gibbons now on that bridge, back and forth, but unfortunately, before Gozzie can do anything, he gets dropped by Croc. And once again, Croc proving to be the MVP of this match, setting up that ladder. But unfortunately, not where the briefcase is. Croc may be looking for a elbow drop similar to some of the ones we saw in that triple threat earlier tonight.
Yes, but it looks like he thought better of it, Sills. Gozzie was starting to get out of the way. Maybe he thought, I should just put this ladder up, grab the briefcase before he gets back up, but he was a little too late.
That's right. You saw as soon as that ladder went up, all of the men in this match swarmed that ring, and Gozzie wisely taking the ladder down, realizing with all of these men in the ring, it may be better to use that ladder as a weapon than as something for climbing, at least until you can get most of these men out.
Of course, Sills. I mean, that is something. When you've got 6 men in a ladder match, you are going to have to work extremely hard to make sure the 5 other men in that match with you are down or unable to jump up onto the ladder with you, because that is just a losing combination.
That is right. Meanwhile, you can see Honey Mustard going after Big Cyrus Crane, but Papa Bliss attacking him with that ladder. But it looks like David Jenkins is there. But wait a minute, Papa Bliss, sending him onto that bridge, and now, Honey Mustard going to the top, maybe looking for something big, but Papa Bliss stops him with a big knee strike, and now Papa Bliss alone in the ring, climbing to the top, and Papa Bliss has the briefcase in hand, and Honey Mustard, what the hell? Oh my God!
Honey Mustard!
Honey Mustard, like we said, Big Cyrus might have just been discounting Honey Mustard, and he responds with an authoritative splash through that ladder. But unfortunately, look at this. It's just allowed Papa Bliss to nearly get that briefcase unlatched.
Very true. Croc coming in at the very last second. It looks like Papa Bliss was almost there.
That's right, and then, wait a minute, Gibbons with the briefcase trying to sneak in at the last minute, but unfortunately Croc, power bombing him down onto the bottom rung of that ladder before Honey Mustard from the top. Look at that! Hit a lariat on Big Cyrus before splashing Gibbons.
Honey Mustard Jenkins, he has really pulled out all the stops, trying to win this match, trying to take home the gold.
That's right, but look at that. Gozzie was trying to set up the ladder, but Croc whips him out of the ring, and now Croc is the only man standing. Croc climbing to the top, but wait a minute. Gibbons is there. Gibbons is there, climbing to the top. Oh, massive shot to the head before tossing him to the earth. And Gibbons has the briefcase. Gibbons has the briefcase. And Gibbons is the number one
The winner of the
contender.
match and new number one contender to the JWF Championship. He is a man's man, Chuck Gibbons.
Well, Tibbs, let me tell you something. The tenacity of Chuck Gibbons paying off, waiting for his right moment, waiting for his spot, and earning that number one contendership.
Yes, the greatest JXT champion they ever had, and now he's got his sights set on the JWF World Heavyweight Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following event is scheduled for one clusterfuck and is set to occur in Birmingham, Alabama. Introducing first, he is the bearded man from the Badlands, the absolute Badlands, Scottye Moore! And in the other corner, sporting the modest plaid on plaid on plaid, the man with the plaid crown, the plaid is plaid on the plaid, the man who knows nothing about wrestling and everything about plaid, the late Tanner.
I'm sorry, was I supposed to do something there? I thought this was just you two.
Oh,
No, that's Dylan. Hey, Dylan.
And we are the Fight Boys, and it's a show about professional and not so professional wrestling. Make sure to check us out, because when you're a Fight Boy, you're a Fight Boy for life.
All right, Tibbs, and now we move on to our semi-main event of the evening, where the biggest prize in the business is on the line, the JWF World Heavyweight Championship. And you know this man, Robert Hill, is coming in to prove a point.
Robert Hill, he has been seeking his opportunity at the JWF World Heavyweight Championship for months now. He has become incensed at not even getting the opportunity. And Sills, I could say that he has more than well earned it.
That is right, Tibbs. Of course, surviving one of the biggest Regal Rumble matches we've ever had. It came down to an amazing Final Four. Mamoa Curry, the Jeb-A-Dook, the Dylan, men who we have already seen tonight are dominators. And yet, Robert Hill managed to withstand all of them and come out as the victor, earning him this match for the JWF World Heavyweight Championship.
This match against none other than my son, Chuck Tibbs. Chuck Tibbs, the man who, honestly, Sills, Robert Hill, he has never been defeated by pinfall or submission. But Chuck has fought against Robert Hill time and time again over these last few months. Chuck has done everything he can to prepare for the monstrosity that is Robert Hill. And I can tell you, if there's anybody in this company right now, Silver Spoon, that has a chance, a hope of defeating Robert Hill, and anybody that could do it effectively and efficiently, it is my son. It is your JWF World Heavyweight Champion, Chuck Tibbs.
That's right, and you know something, a lot of people say, there's a Tibbs as the champion, and call out nepotism, whatever. Chuck Tibbs has done nothing in the past few months than prove he deserves that title, surviving the Expiration Chamber match, defeating Guy Fieri for the title, becoming a two-time champion. Chuck Tibbs is here, and Chuck Tibbs is to fight.
The following match is for the JWF World Heavyweight Championship. In the left corner, he is the winner of this year's Regal Rumble. He is the King of the Hill, Robert Hill. And in the right corner, he is your JWF World Heavyweight Champion. He is Chuck Tibbs.
All right, a nice little show of ego there from Chuck Tibbs before handing that belt off to Shibata. Of course, like I said, Chuck Tibbs, a two-time champion. Robert Hill, only making his debut last year at Summerfest. Hold it high, Shibby! But during that time, Robert Hill has proved himself time and time again as a dominant fighter in this ring. You can see Chuck Tibbs readying to bring the fight. But, oh, Robert just slamming him to the earth. Oh, my God, Robert is beating the hell out of Chuck Tibbs.
He was doing that, it was just punches.
Oh, wait.
Chuck.
Roll up, wait, what the hell? Gaslighter! 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 1, 2, 3!
The winner of this match and new JWF World Heavyweight Champion, the King of the Hill, Robert Hill.
Tibbs, what the hell did we just witness?
I'm not entirely sure, Silves, but I can only say one thing right now. Congratulations to Robert Hill, the new JWF World Heavyweight Champion and also the winner of the shortest Wrestlepalooza match in history, and my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Hey JWF true believers, Captain Tibbs here for merch.alodapurebs.com. That's right, merch.alodapurebs.com. That is where you can buy all of our great merchandise from the JWF universe. Do you want t-shirts? Do you want more t-shirts? T-shirts with my face on it, with the faces of all the JWF superstars, our great wrestlers, anything. We got t-shirts, more t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, baseball hats, masks. You can even get a phone case. You can get a phone case with my face on it. You can get a phone case with the Jeb-A-Dook's face on it from JXD. You can get anything you want. Whatever your heart desires. Merch.alodapurebs.com. Powered by T-Public.
The following match is to determine the first ever JWF Women's Champion. Heading to the ring, she is the JXT Women's Champion. She is the Jeb-A-Dook.
Well, Tibbs, I know you weren't particularly pleased with the outcome of the last match, but you gotta say this has been a historical Wrestlepalooza so far, and we're about to keep that history train rolling with this match to determine the first ever JWF Women's Champion.
And her opponent, hailing from the depths themselves, she is the daughter of the sea, Valkyrie.
Well, Tibbs, a historic undertaking tonight for this woman, Valkyrie. But in Valkyrie's mind, she's not blinded by that. She's not blinded by making history, blinded by becoming the first ever women's champion of JWF. Valkyrie said it Monday, and she's going to carry it through tonight. She came here to do one thing and one thing only: fight.
Absolutely, Sills, and I am heartbroken now, of course, as you could all understand, but The past has to be in the past. We have to move on to the future. And Sills, let me tell you about the future of the JWF Women's Champion. And that future is in the ring. Right now, it is going to be one of the two women in this match. Our first women's championship. Our first women's championship match. Our first title holder is going to be crowned tonight. This is historic. This is beyond historic, Sills. There it is. Take a good look.
That is right, a beautiful championship. Hold it high, Shibby.
It's got the rat on it, Sills. Come on.
That is right, Tibbs. But you got to think, heading into this match, the one person I'm worried about is Val Curry. A woman who in the past in JXT has always said she couldn't get it done on her big matches. And not only that, let's not forget, for the past 4 weeks, Val has been preparing for Cat Viva, the former JXT Women's Champion. But of course, last night at JXT Florida Mania, the Jeb-A-Dook defeated Cat Viva in an absolutely historic match, meaning that Debbie's had time to prep for Val. Val has not had time to prep for the Jeb-A-Dook, but it seems that both of these women are pretty well even in this beginning.
I have to agree, Sills, because I think it goes back to what Val Curry said. She was preparing for a fight, and she's gonna give it. She doesn't care who she's gonna be fighting. She is gonna come and be prepared for a fight. It could have been Cat Viva. It could have been the Jeb-A-Dook. Could have been Ayana. It could have been Lucretia Pendragon. Anybody. She would have come out and put on the same fight.
That is right. And meanwhile, it looks like, what is this? Val just cheering to the audience, but there has to be another thing going on in the head of Val Curry right now, and that's the loss that her father suffered earlier tonight. Wait a minute, roll her up. 2! Ooh, kicking out is Val Curry. But like I said, a Dook has already defeated a Curry tonight, and that has got to be playing in the head of Val.
Absolutely, Sills. Going back to the very opening of this show, when the Jeb-A-Dook finally managed to defeat Mamoa Curry, I mean, you gotta wonder if Val is looking for some type of reprisal.
Well, right now it looks like she is looking for a spear, but no! Debbie getting the knees up straight to the face. And now Debbie going to that top rope. What could she be thinking? Oh! Elbow drop straight down into the spine before going for a kick and then nailing her with a lariat.
Absolutely, Sills. I mean, the Jeb-A-Dook has had an impressive career in JXT in her short stint there at this point. So, gaining the JXT Women's Championship so quickly, and then having this opportunity tonight, you know the Jeb-A-Dook's going to be giving it all she's got.
That's right, and now off the top rope, going for that beautiful tilted splash, falls into the pinfall. 1, 2. Ooh, Val kicking out at 2, and you can see the fury growing in the face of the Jeb-A-Dook.
Of course, Sills. When you go into this match, you do. I know Val Curry has said she's trying to not think about it. She's focusing on more on the fight. She's focusing on what she does every night.
But unfortunately, Jeb-A-Dook not caring about Val's fight as she just kicks her off the top and went for a splash, but Val getting out of the way, taking control, and just whipping her into that barricade.
Very true, Sills. I mean, it's hard not to think of the stakes for this match. It's going to be hard not to have it in the very back of your mind, nagging away at you during everything that you do in this match. The fact that this is a historic occasion, the first. There are not that many new firsts in JWF, Sills. Who knows how many more firsts there are going to be in this company. So right now, this is a moment that you can't miss. This is a moment that we can't miss, and this is a moment that you know that you're going to have to give it all, and you give everything for.
That's right. You see Val has her backed up into the corner going for something big, but you saw that? Debbie just shoving her to the mat, delivering that knee strike straight to the ribs, going for a kick, but Val responds with one of her own, and then a Mamoan punch. Tribute to her father backing up into that corner, but Tibbs, listen to that. That's the music of Lucretia Pendragon. Why is Lucretia interrupting this match?
As a matter of fact, she shouldn't even be allowed.
Roll up. 1, 2. Oh, kick out. Val had it once. She was going for the spear, and then Lucretia Pendragon's music distracted her, and now the Jeb-A-Dook is firmly back in control. Looks like Lucretia, she don't care she's not in this match. She just wants to ruin it for Val Curry, and she may very well do it right here. She's got her. She's got her. Big kiss. Duke a whirl.
Oh, Sills, that could be it.
One.
That's the move that ended her father.
Kick out. Picks her back up, though. Val fighting back with a big arm drag. And now picking Debbie up by the neck. Oh, big European uppercut. Big boot. Val Curry starting to get that flurry behind her. That fire. And now taking her to the ropes is Val Curry. What is the daughter of the sea thinking here? Oh, it looks like it doesn't matter as Debbie just sends her to the outside. And oh, knocks her down.
Absolutely, Sills. I mean, you can see what is Jeb-A-Dook going for right now.
I don't know, but Val Curry is in the sights. No, went for a drop kick, but Val Curry avoiding it at the last minute. But unfortunately, she still looks a little bit dazed, and it has allowed Debbie to get back to her feet and hit that beautiful lariat. And now both of these women going at it. If they don't pay attention to that count, this match could end in a double countout.
That is true, Sills, and let me tell you, if we didn't want to see that for the first match of the night, we certainly won't want to see it for one of the biggest Wrestlepalooza main events you're ever going to see.
That's right, and Shibata now at a count of 7. Val wisely getting things back into the ring. You saw that table on the outside. That was the table that Val's father got put through earlier tonight. That same fate might have awaited her if Val didn't get out at the last minute and begin this punishment back in the ring.
Absolutely, Sills, but it looks like Val Curry, she has redoubled her efforts. She is not going to let that happen to her tonight. She is not. She wants to win.
That is right, and now has her set up, going for a slam. Debbie says no. Debbie says no. Wait, going for the Soul Eater, the move that took out Mamoa Curry, but Val reversed it. She reversed the Soul Eater, and she's got her backed up. She's backed up for it. Mamoan punch.
Holy shit! Right to the face of the Jeb-A-Dook, and she's setting up for herself.
She's dazed, she's confused, and she's speared! Spear! Val Curry! 1, 2, 3!
The winner of the match and new JWF Women's Champion, the daughter of the sea, Val Curry!
And Tibbs, after a career of being denied, after a career of nearly getting to the top of the mountain and being knocked down every single time, Val Curry has come to Wrestlepalooza, and Val Curry has become your new JWF Women's Champion.
This is after an absolute barn burner of a match too, Sills. This has been a great moment, a great night. This has been Wrestlepalooza, the crowning of Val Curry, your first JWF Women's Champion. And let me tell you, Sills, I couldn't have planned it to be better than this. It was wonderful.
That is right, and let's not forget the Jeb-A-Dook putting up a hell of a fight. If you liked what the Jeb-A-Dook did, remember she's still the champion of JXT. Check that out every single week here on the Fight Boys YouTube channel. But for right now, we just need to be celebrating this woman. And Tibbs, let me tell you something. In the back right now, there is one smiling God looking down on this ring because our new women's champion is none other than Val Curry.
Sills, it's been a wonderful night, Sills. I'd like to thank everybody who came out to Wrestlepalooza tonight. Thank you all. Free drinks for everybody.
Well, we can't afford that, but Tibbs, it has been one hell of a show. We saw new champions crowned in the form of Scottye and Robert Hill. We saw championships defended by Bananas and Pajamas, and we saw the debut of everybody's papa, Papa Bliss. And let me tell you something, you know that had to throw Gozzie for a loop.
Absolutely, Sills. We had so many great matches tonight. Championships changed hands. New champions were crowned. New number one contenders were found. All here at the greatest night of wrestling of the year, Wrestlepalooza.
That's right, and the future proved to be now with many former JXT champions, JXT standouts getting victories. But of course, we're not through making history. Because Monday night, on the debut of Season 2 of JWF Ignition, I've been told that Captain Tibbs, you're going to make a historic announcement that is going to change the landscape of JWF for good.
I hope so.
But in order to hear that, you're going to have to tune in next time on JWF Monday Night Ignition. But until then, he's been Captain Tibbs, I've been Silver Spoon, and this has been one hell of a Wrestlepalooza. And we will see you next time.